This is the front fascia of the system. These are the LED indications. These are for LED indications of the load, LED indications of Bluetooth modules, LED indications of the 4 modes. These are the indications of solar charge controller plus inverter, and this is the main power switch which is used to turn on and turn off the system. This is LCD display wherein will monitor the power that is being produced by the solar, the power that is being consumed by the loads, and the power that is required by the battery to charge efficiently. That is the power, how much power it takes from the grid and the power it takes from the solar. Everything will be displayed and will be monitored timely on this LCD display. This is a touchscreen LCD display wherein we have provided 3 windows, one for power monitoring, second for temperature monitoring, and third for the group description. The first window is power monitoring, wherein we will monitor the power that is being produced by the solar, the power that is being consumed by the loads, as well as the power that battery requires to charge from grid as well as from the solar. The second window is temperature monitoring, wherein the DHT sensor that is located inside the system will give you the temperature in degrees Celsius as well as the humidity, and will update its value after every 3 to 4 seconds. Once the temperature of the system raises above some particular value, we can turn on the exhaust fan, which in turn will cool the entire system. Now let's move on to the back panel of the entire system. Over here we have provided sockets for our loads. This is for bedroom table fan, and this is for the living room socket. This is the fan button which is used to control the fan, used to cool the controllers due to heating. Then this is the LED switch which is used to turn on the LEDs inside the system. This is the provision for socket mode, the extra mode that we have provided in our system. Over here, this socket can be used during power cut or when there is extra power being produced by the solar, through which the extra power can be directed to the neighboring houses and used to run their loads. Now in our system, what we have used is, we have used an inverter of 1100 VA with pointed power factor. Now if we have connected load more than 800 watt, to be precise 880 watt, this socket will isolate from the system. This is the exhaust fan used to cool the system when the transformer gets heated up due to continuous usage. This exhaust fan will cool the transformer and the surrounding area. Then these are the 2 protection MCBs that we have used. First is inverter MCB and the second one is grid MCB. This is connected to the inverter output. This is connected to the grid. Then these are the 2 terminals wherein we have to connect the solar terminals. This is the grid, and this is where we have to connect the battery terminals. Now in order to operate our system, first we have to connect the battery terminals to the battery, and we have to make sure that positive goes to positive and negative goes to negative, or else the fuses of the PCB inside will get fused. Now once we have connected all the components, that is the battery, the solar panel or the grid, again we have to make sure that both the MCBs are in flip down position. Now we move on to the front panel. Now in order to turn on this system, we have to first press the main power switch. These are the 2 LED indications of the Bluetooth. Over here there is a continuous flickering of these 2 LEDs, which means both the Bluetooth modules are not connected. And over here the green light means The solar system is on and the system is running on backup since we have connected it to the battery. Now, why we have turned on, why both the MCBs are in trip down position? Over here, the controllers that we have used need some excitation time to get excited and get stabilized. So, in that time, all this, the entire system will be shorted. So, to protect the system, we have to first, we have to make sure that both the MCBs are turned on. And after a few seconds, that is 1 or 2 seconds, the controller system will be stabilized. After that, one has to turn on the MCBs. Once the MCBs are turned on, we can connect to our Bluetooth module, our first Bluetooth module from the smart home automation application, and then the second Bluetooth module. And after these two are connected, there will be uneven blinking of these LEDs, which will indicate that these Bluetooth modules are connected. And using a smart home automation application, one can turn on and turn off the required loads, and the power monitoring can be seen, will be displayed on the LCD as well as on the smart home automation application. Over here, we have used two Bluetooth modules. The first Bluetooth module has to be connected first. This Bluetooth module is used to control the 4 modes of operation as well as the controlling of the loads. After connecting Bluetooth module 1, we have to connect the Bluetooth module 2 by clicking the Bluetooth 2 button on the smart home automation application. This Bluetooth module is used to, this is the neighboring socket, this is the extra socket mode, which can be used to drive the neighboring loads. This is just a small extension board that we have used as a neighboring load. We have provided facilities for 2 bulbs and one, we can connect say a fan in the socket that is provided, one LED bulb or one incandescent bulb in the 2 bulb sockets. Now, when there is unavailability of solar power and the battery is fully discharged, or when the user wants to run the loads entirely on the grid, user can connect to the grid, but he or she has to make sure that the inverter MCB is in trip down position and grid MCB in the on position. This is just to make sure that the excess current from the grid doesn't harm the inverter, because as we have mentioned before, when the inverter output and grid are shorted, high current from grid will flow to the inverter, which will damage the inverter. So the inverter MCB, if it is in a trip down position, it won't allow current to flow from grid to the inverter.
So this is the inside system. Here you can see this is the LED, this is the power switch, and the LED indication for charge controller and inverter, and LEDs for different loads. Next we have here different switch, 8 switches, by which we can change the different operating conditions of charge controller and inverter. So this is the current sensor which will measure current of the entire load. Here we have 2 Bluetooth module, first and second. So this first one for controlling the loads and different energy modes of operation through this Arduino. And these are the relays, 4 relays for different energy modes of operation. And these are the 8 relays for different loads. Now we have second Bluetooth module, which is interfaced with the second Arduino, and it will monitor the entire system. So this is the PCB for charge controller and inverter, and here we have transformer, which rating is 1100 VA, 0.8 power factor. So maximum 880 watt we can give load. So if we exceeded load to 880 watt, then our system will shut down. This is the inside exhaust fan to cool the transformer. This is the MCB. These are the MCB, one for grid and one for inverter output. And this is the main inverter output socket. So this is the terminal. So this is the terminal of all the loads. And this is the socket of this is the inverter output socket. So here we have to connect this load terminal. Now all the loads connected to the inverter output. So here we are using two Arduino, and for controller we need a continuous power supply which we are taking from the inverter output. First is this one, and second is this one. So here we have a second exhaust fan to cool the controllers during relay switching. So here we have here we used 12 relays and 2 Arduino. On the back side we have voltage sensor. So this is the power distribution board. So here is the power distribution for all the sensors, because all sensors need 5-volt DC supply. And here we have all the sensors. We have DC current sensor, DC voltage sensor for solar, and voltage sensor for battery.